I think we're live.
You check the
I'm about to go check.
yeah. But you check the mics. Egg scramble this week.
I think we're live. I'm just waiting on my phone to pull up to confirm. Yep, we're live.
Hey.
Hey everybody.
How are you? Welcome to fancy seeing you here.
And we have audio. I had to double check that the No Audio podcast actually has audio.
Week
Five.
Welcome to episode 5 of the No Audio podcast, where we are full of audio, zeal, excitement, energy.
Yeah.
All that.
Yes.
Welcome.
Lacking knowledge.
Lacking knowledge.
No, we have knowledge. We have knowledge. Lacking
nothing. Wait.
No, we need more wisdom.
We all need wisdom. We need to
read
not
Proverbs. Lacking wisdom, additional wisdom.
What if we started reading the proverb?
Which one?
The date.
So, like, today would be today's the 5th.
What is today?
Oh, as iron sharpens iron.
Proverbs
3:5.
5? No, but we read Proverbs 5.
Why 5? Today's March.
It's the 5th.
Oh. Okay, you meant the Proverbs, that's the day of the month, not the month of the year. Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was going based off of 3 March.
Oh, you're going deeper than me, baby. Because there's 31 Proverbs.
That makes sense. So, wouldn't work for February.
Oh, this is a long one. We can't read this on Proverbs. Let's read through it real quick. We'll be fast. Proverbs chapter 5. This is the proverb of the day. I think it's awesome. This is sometimes in a reading. You know, I had a kid reach out to me this week.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to be a student pastor at a different church here in Birmingham. And I ended up getting to be the, what is that for a team? You're their chaplain. So I was the chaplain for Spain Park High School's baseball team.
Okay.
It's really cool. Had a great time doing it. And I got a random text out of nowhere yesterday.
From one of the kids from how long ago?
Well, here's what he said. Let me find it. And as I searched for it. Let's see, where you at?
This isn't terribly long. It's only 23 verses.
I know, it's not a lot. All right, so I got this text yesterday. Hey, by chance, is this Philip Nola still? I said, yes. He said, let's go. He said, you definitely don't remember me, but I am, and he gave me his name. About 5 years ago, you led a morning devotional group for the Spain Park baseball team that I was a part of.
Okay.
Anyways, I kind of remember you saying that you read the Gospels over and over again. It was seeing if you have like a plan of some sort. If you do you mind sending that to me? Right now, I'm reading the Bible in chronological order, and I'm just not enjoying it. I'm just wanting to be in the New Testament. Thank you so much, Philip. I was like, awesome, Bob. So here's
what's funny is I'm reading it in chronological order, and I'm enjoying it a lot more than reading it book by book.
Yeah.
But that's me. But it's different strokes for different folks.
And when this is a younger dude that's probably 22 or so, who knows? He could have been 14 back then.
Did you tell him to come on Sunday and get his answer?
I haven't got there yet. We'll get there. But I do. But I did. I kind of told him about the Gospels and reading 3 chapters a day and all that. And he's like, oh, this is great. So excited. I say all that to say this. Yeah. Another great thing to do in your daily Bible reading is to read a proverb a day.
Yeah.
Because it's getting wisdom. And that's what we said. We need wisdom. So
we do need wisdom.
Let's do this.
Hopefully we don't need the wisdom that's coming today.
Oh, Lord. It says,
I'm reading that.
It says, avoid immoral women.
See, mine says warning against adultery.
Yeah.
Either way.
My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discernment, and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. Goodness, for she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. Verse 7, so now my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I am about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honor and will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth, and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the end, you will groan in anguish when disease consumes your body. You will say, how I hated discipline. If only I had not ignored all the warnings. 13. Oh, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. You want to finish?
Sure. We're on 15, right?
15.
Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares? Let them be yours alone, never be shared with strangers. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. A loving doe, a graceful deer, may her breast satisfy you always. May you ever be intoxicated with her love. Why, my son, be intoxicated with another man's wife? Why embrace the bosom of a wayward woman? For your ways are in full view of the Lord, and he examines all your paths. The evil deeds of the wicked ensnare them. The cords of their sins hold them fast. For lack of discipline, they will die, led astray by their own great folly. So I finished in NIV. What did you start with?
I'm so glad that you finished.
Yeah.
I was in NLT.
Okay, so check this out. This is where, okay, so there's a few of our verses that were exactly translated exactly the
I got
same.
one too. I'm going to do the same thing you're about to do. Go.
Okay, but at the very beginning, one of them was, it's funny, yours seems to use very illustrative language.
Yeah.
Much more than the NIV does.
Yeah.
But there's a few verses that are exactly translated. I'm like, so you couldn't find a better way to, like, more illustrative way of saying that? For instance, one was, her feet go down to death. They thought, you know what, that's good.
Yep.
We're just going to go there. We don't really need to expand upon that with flowery words.
We were like, to the pit of hell or something.
Right.
Mine says, reread verse 15 and 16.
So drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares?
Okay.
Yours is worse. Better, worse?
Okay, so this is why I think it's great to read out of multiple translations, because some people reading and not really
what did I just read? Because that's not exactly in our colloquialisms of speech.
Wells and springs.
I know, right?
Springs and wells.
Yeah.
Mine says 15, drink water from your own well.
Okay.
Share your love only with your wife.
Well, that's kind of
and
spelled
then
out.
It says, why spill the water of your springs in the street, having sex with just anyone?
Yeah, that's not what this says.
Well, it's...
No, I get it.
It says it differently.
No, I get it. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah.
You know, this is funny. So this was completely random that we decided to do this. But the funny part is that this is speaking to relationships and marriage and
well, it goes with the relationship series
and staying faithful, really, and not getting in the midst of madness. And I think it's great. So there's Proverbs 5 today. Awesome.
Sorry, I was making sure I chatted.
No, you're good.
Started to have some chat. So speaking of chat real quick,
do it.
If you happen to join us while we are live or even after the live stream is over and you had a thought or a comment or something like that, please don't just like keep it to yourself.
Yep.
Interact with us. Like if you have a question on Proverbs 5, which we just read, like, hey, I've always wondered what verse XYZ means, we can impact it.
Talk to me now.
And if it's after the fact, multiple people might monitor our Facebook account. So
we got Lacey on there.
We do have Lacey.
I think we do.
And if we don't, we'll have Lacey later. I see it still. Now that I've commented, I'll get notifications anytime somebody else comments.
Yeah.
So
Angie just joined us.
Hey, Angie.
Hey, Angie. You just missed some fun.
I think they're going Thursday as well.
Oh, really? Thursday?
Yeah.
Brandon Lake concert here in Birmingham. A lot of us are going. Hey, if you're going, let us know. We'll love to run into you.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we'll wave.
That'll be fun. We're going. Where are you guys going for dinner ahead of time?
Come on, man. I don't know.
Okay. We're going to Texas de Brazil. That's part of Lily's birthday gift.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be just Hannah and I.
So Lily's never been there before. And I said, she's like, and I was telling her what it is. She's like, so I'm skipping lunch. I was like, that's up to you.
It's up to you, killer.
I was like, but I'm going to eat light that day. I mean, not dinner, but we're going to roll. We're going to roll me from Texas de Brazil to the BJCC.
I wouldn't make it through if I ate.
I'm not sure.
I'd pass out. Couple announcements for the week.
Yes. Bonfire. Tomorrow. Youth. Tomorrow, bonfire. Tonight, I guess I'm going out of order.
Go.
Tonight's men's night.
Men's night tonight. What time?
6 o'clock.
It's going to be raining.
We'll be inside.
We'll be inside.
So we have a grill out in the back. Bring something to grill. If you're not going to have time to pick something up to grill, but you still want to come, feel free to message me. I'll grab something from the store for you.
Venmo him some money.
You don't even have to do that.
I think you should.
Come on.
Just listen to
Hey, for now, I just like people to come on, especially any of the youth that may watch.
Yeah.
The
Come on, boys.
young boys young men,
Lads.
the lads. I like lads
Young
that come on Wednesdays. I
Young
think 2 of them are coming for sure, maybe 3. So I'm swinging by the store anyway, pick up some stuff for those guys.
And
They're hungry.
Wednesday meal this week also.
Oh, and Wednesday, yes, first Wednesday meal. Do
Meal.
you know what they're making?
No.
Okay, me either.
But I know who's making it. She's very good.
Angie said her and Abby are having a mom and daughter night on Thursday.
What are they doing?
Brandon Lake.
Oh, we'll see you there.
Yeah,
Angie and
Abby,
are
best intern ever.
yeah.
The best intern.
She's the best we've ever had.
Setting that bar high.
Yeah.
Angie said taco salad is first Wednesday.
Taco salad. You can't miss on a good solid taco salad.
So we do worship practice obviously every Thursday, and we like putting together a little bit of a meal for like the worship team. Everybody like a potluck style meal, but
Those
themed.
who eat together sing together.
Right. Well, anytime we're not thinking of, like, can't think of something, it's like, hey, anybody have a problem if we just do tacos? And like, there's never been somebody who's like, you know what, I'm tired of Mexican.
You can't miss on a taco.
Like, dude, I was talking to someone like, well, I mean, I had Mexican Sunday and Monday. I was like, oh, okay, so is that another? They're like, no, I was just letting you know I had Mexican on Sunday and Monday.
I mean, even if it's Taco Bell, sure.
Yeah, 5 days a week.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Lastly, this Saturday, 9 to 12,
Is
the RC Closet will be open.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, we are now only opening the RC Closet to the public once a month.
Okay.
It's going to be on our second Saturday,
Which is also our serve day.
It's our serve day. And it'll be 9 to 12, and we'll have, a handful of people here helping serve at that and handle that. And so that is when you invite people to come. That is when, right there. That is when it'll be open. That is when it is available. It is the once a month, the second Saturday, 9 to 12. Cool?
And serve day starts at 8 a.m. second Saturday.
Come serve.
Yeah.
What are we doing this week?
I don't know. That'll be a Jason Shirley question.
Jason Shirley, I wish you were watching. Hey, listen. I love you for coming to church on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, thank you. And you're getting to encounter God, I pray, and receiving everything you need. But there's more to this life than coming on a Sunday and sitting. Serve. Participate in the family.
And if Sunday is not the day you feel called to serve, that's where our Saturday.
That's what I'm saying.
Days.
Come on, join us on Saturday.
Hey, you know what? If you've never done it, come to see if it's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be, you know what? Hey, serving is my thing, but I don't want to do it in the church.
Yep.
I want to do it in the community.
Yep. Just
you
got to give out of yourself.
Give it a try.
Little bit. Just swing the stick.
At least we haven't asked you to hold babies.
Yeah, you were never going to ask that. What'd you think of Sunday? It
was good.
It was different?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Did you like my
I like the metaphors of building your family as a home and where structurally things are. Yeah. I liked it.
I gave a PG-13 rating on it. Did I need to?
I'll go with just to err on the side of caution. I mean, we probably could have given a PG-13 rating almost for that Proverbs we just read. So
yep, yeah, probably should have PG-13 that.
What's funny is so funny story. Lily's never going to watch this, so this will be fun.
Okay.
We were doing a Bible study a few years ago. Lily just turned 13, so this was when she would have been 11. And so Monica and her were doing Bible study as part of her homeschool curriculum.
Okay.
And so after reading the story, it was also helping her with reading comprehension.
Yep.
So she writes out what was it about, stuff like that. Who was the antagonist, what was it, stuff like that.
A bunch of big words.
Right. But then it got to do you have any questions about the Bible verse?
Oh.
And this was on like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, it was serious.
Yeah, so Lily was like, what's sex? And so basically it's the whole, a lot of kids, well, where do they learn about it? Their friends, school. Our daughter, the Bible.
You know what? That's pretty damn cool.
It is, but at the same time, it's hilarious to me. It's like we watch our kids and try to gauge when they
Protect them.
get whatever they get in. And so then her second question after that was, what's incest? And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah. I was like, sweet.
We're just going.
I know.
I would say, if Mason asked me, I'd be like, baby, we'll talk about that when you're a little older.
Yeah.
That's what I would say right now.
Well, Monica went through all of what sex means, and then she
Yeah.
was like, didn't know how to really describe that. And I came down after a meeting because she sent me a message in the middle of a meeting. She's like, hey, when you get a second, just come down. I got a question for you. I'm like, okay, come on down. And she slaps me with that 2x4 to the face.
She's like, hey, we get a chance.
Can you?
Just
Well, they're
come
literally
on
sitting
down.
right there, and I'm like, what? And she's like, well, I already explained what sex was. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, Lily, incest is what your mom just said, and then pick one of your brothers.
No.
Yeah. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, yep, there you go. Keep that thought.
So welcome to the podcast.
I know. I'm going to embarrass my daughter as often
gonna
as
be mad at
possible.
you.
One day she's going to be 16 and go back and look at these when she has
She'll
permission.
be
And,
mad. This is the last week if it's complicated.
yes. So it gets less complicated after this week.
Well, no, hopefully we just have the tools now to
Mm.
deal with the complication.
Okay.
I think things still going to stay complicated. But I started in Matthew 7 and kind of read. It's funny. I started off with not everyone who calls me, who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter heaven, and everybody's like, what? But basically, I like to read that chunk. I was just getting to the part where he's talking about building the house on sand and so on and so forth, and it was good. But we started talking about the order and the structure of building your family home,
Mm-hmm.
the order in which God created things to operate and to work. And we started on the main level, first floor.
Okay.
And the husband and wife relationship being the
Primary.
in the home. What are your opinion on that? Some people disagree with that statement. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I disagree with them.
Okay.
Well, I mean, again, it's very biblically speaking that says your first relationship is with your Savior and
Yes.
your Father.
Yeah.
Not earthly father, but
Sure.
with God.
Yep.
And it very clearly says your spouse is your next relationship.
Okay.
Then your children.
The argument that you would hear would be people say, "Where does it say that?" I'm not trying to put you on the spot. It's
I don't
it's
remember.
not an easy question.
No.
It's not meant to be. And I don't know if necessarily anywhere in the Bible it says that your spouse comes first and your kids. Like I do not believe there's a verse that specifically states.
Well, there's a biblical order, though.
So that's where I go, is that the whole point of the message was that there's an order and a structure in which God has made things to operate. And what happens with your spouse is two become what?
One.
It gets no closer than that. It gets no more relational than that. And without that being healthy and proper, everything else begins to.
Right, and you touched on statistics with some of that. I mean, there's even more statistics than when you touched on when it comes to. And I don't remember all the statistics, but like for even let's pretend like something did happen really bad and they did split up, because we're not condemning anybody that did get a divorce.
Life happens.
Yes, but there's statistics surrounding there's statistics surrounding everything, but ultimately all of the statistics show a healthy family makes healthier children, like mentally, maybe not physically,
Yep.
but mentally.
And some people want to get in that argument that they think their kids should come first.
Okay.
I would encourage that person, if you're out there, which I'm not saying they're an argument. I'm just saying that's what people say. But I would encourage that person to really go see God on that, because I believe you're missing it. I don't think that's right.
Well, I mean, again, it goes into the whole. If I put my children higher than Monica, how is she one with me?
Yep. Yeah.
Because that made
Well, and you're setting the example for them to there's so many layers to this thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So main level.
Well, anyway, I don't disagree with you, and that's
Amen.
not because we're sitting right here. It's
Yes.
just,
That's why I was asking. Within we hit before we kind of jumped into the heart of it all. We hit on grace.
Okay.
And 2 Corinthians 12:9 and 10, my grace is sufficient for you and all that. I thought it was so important to highlight, if we're going to highlight God's heart for order and structure, we needed to also highlight God's heart for grace.
Yeah.
Because we all fall short of the glory of God. Like, we all mess up, and God still has a plan for those of us who have maybe been through a divorce or aren't living it the exact perfect way. Like,
if he gave up on us after every single misstep, would either of us be here sitting right here right now?
Nope.
So, I mean, and that's grace. That's not grace. Isn't a blank check for you to do whatever you want to. It's a covering to allow you to recover from what you've already done.
I like to say it this way: grace is not a get out of jail free card. We're not playing Monopoly,
right?
And it's not that.
Which, by the way, I always thought that card was stupid because it only saved you barely anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I would honestly, with Monopoly, especially once I own property. I know we're diverging. I always just wanted to own property and stay in jail.
Oh, because then you don't have to worry about hitting.
I never had to pay out. I used to try to go to jail, and I would do my best.
Tactic.
If I'm in jail, I'm not losing money.
My brother-in-law's a big Monopoly guy. He's got collects a lot of different Monopoly boards. Really cool.
Yeah. I want a wooden one. I don't know why. Anyway,
we talked within marriage. We talked on a few thoughts. We talked on intimacy and that being specific between a husband and a wife.
Right. And intentional.
And the reason I wanted to hit on that is because we live in a perverse world.
Yeah.
And there's so many thoughts out there, ways of thinking that are prevalent and are becoming bigger and louder and are taking up space in our culture, that say, test it before you buy it, trade it in.
Yeah. Basically teaching people to date like they divorce.
You need an off-road car, and you need a street car, and you need no. Like I literally said on Sunday.
I've seen some people. They need a dump truck.
Yeah. There's literally people out there that share their spouse. That is bananas.
No, man, that's just a way for me to go to jail.
It's yours.
Yeah,
and
not in an
he is yours and she is yours.
Right, not in an ownership perspective.
Right.
In a commitment perspective.
I mean, I would almost say an ownership, but it's both ways.
Yeah.
It's he owns her and she owns him. Like, it gets no closer. And I just think that whole and let's be clear, and every lady's about to say, amen. Intimacy begins before the bedroom.
Yeah.
It just does.
Right. Well, it's like Monica is an acts of service person. Mm-hmm. I can't go around the house doing nothing for her all day.
Yep.
Or all week or all month, whatever the time period is, and then have her feel loved.
Yep.
But it's just feeling loved. And for us, it's not always just respect, but sometimes feeling loved.
I want my legs rubbed. I like a little leg rub. Whew. Yes, Lord. Marriage, I gotta say it.
Yeah.
One man, one woman.
It's kind of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. The Bible's clear. And
our Facebook account just got banned. I'm kidding.
A man is supposed to be with a woman, and a woman is supposed to be with a man.
So going on that, there's been a lot of stuff in the last few years. It's more than just few years.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking biblical terms, phrases, or whatever, and trying to devalue them by adding additional by removing constraints off of them. The rainbow, marriage,
sure,
man and woman.
Yep.
I mean, like we're trying to change the definition. I saw a video the other day where a guy was saying that he's not going to acknowledge that, and he wasn't wrong the way he came about it. I think he was a bit too harsh because he was basically telling people, how important do you think you are that you get to redefine things, and everybody else is supposed to participate.
Yep.
And while he's not wrong, I think
That's that
like
older
attack.
gentleman that sits out in the.
No, this is somebody else. But I think he was a senator, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But it was. I don't agree with the harshness of the attacking.
Yep.
Vernacular.
Sure.
But the idea, like I'm a random nobody. I don't get to just redefine things.
That's right. And time doesn't either.
No.
Just because there's been time, that doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's-
Oh, I mean, words don't mean the same thing now as they did 50 years ago. They don't. I mean, maybe not with like things like cap and no cap and all the other stupid slang
the principle that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
meant then is the principle
Yeah.
that was meant today is the principle that was meant for next.
which is
generation.
going to morals.
Yeah.
And the lack of morals. As we persist in time, I'm seeing societally a less and less desire for morals
Why
and ethics.
do you think?
Why do I think? Because, well, like we can just dial it back into marriage. If we have less morals and less ethics in marriage, well, that single-handedly gets the one thing the devil wants us to do is break up marriage. It's not the one thing, but
Right.
he really is like, I think you touched on it a few weeks ago. He's hard up on trying to stop marriages.
Yeah.
And it's because of how Christ married the church. And that still ticks him off. And so he's like, well, I can't get that one, so I'm going to get these.
Yep.
And I might not be able to get Rick and Kim Ferguson because they're awesome.
Right.
But I'm going to go after Eric and Monica.
Hmm.
Or you know what I'm saying?
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
If Monica can't get me, you can't.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, but I'm just saying. So, but I think it's just loosening that. It's very. I think you touched on it this last. It was either this week or last week, but it's the lie of. I mean, he doesn't really. If you eat that, you're not really going to die.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want you to be like him. So
Challenge.
You
Manipulate what God actually said.
right, and it's
And
like
you change it to fit your narrative.
Hey, look. He said marriage. He didn't really. He was just using an example of man and woman. He didn't really mean only man and woman.
So you said
He
there's a
meant-
lack of what? A lack of
Morals and ethics.
ethics. I think we have a lack of standards,
Yeah,
which is why in this whole sermon we were talking about standard, God's system and structure, because there has to be a finish line. There has to be a goal line. There has to be a, hey, this is where you're called to. Now let's get there.
right. And then we as humans are like, well, did he really mean that? I think
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Right.
But then that goes into trying to literally fit God into our own head.
Mm.
And how many of you want a God you can fit in your own head?
No.
I don't see any hands raised.
No. What? There's no hands.
Well, I mean, think about it. If he can be contained inside of my head,
Yeah.
well, that's a very limiting God.
This is my strong hand.
I know, but like,
You know.
I know. I got you, scary movie.
Second floor. Oh, wait. Before we get off first floor, divorce. We hit on divorce, right?
That is we're not allowed to use that word anymore.
That word's gone.
Yeah. So why are we bringing it
It's
up?
been deleted.
Yeah.
Delete. Control Alt.
So that was, and
Delete.
you know, I shared a few weeks ago. Monica and I go through marriage. We've been through marriage counseling. We actually have one this Thursday just to,
Hey man.
check the brakes.
You know, just let's check the oil and rev it up, honk the horn, turn your blinkers on.
Maybe I should pick a fight with her tomorrow so we have something to talk about on Thursday.
No. Y'all pray for her.
Monica, comment if you think we should. She's not on Facebook. She can't comment.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, but anyway, so one of the things though that what was discussed is that, like, this was years ago. That word has to be off the table. If you mean till death do you part, why bring it up? It's like you said. It's literally something that is used as a quick knife jab, a shiv, in there to just cause harm.
Yeah.
Not because anybody's actually serious about it, or maybe they are, and they shouldn't be.
Maybe they shouldn't be. Divorce, in my personal opinion, is one of the most painful, unnecessary evils in our world.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it brings about confusion and hurt and disillusion and deconstruction and frustration. A lot of shuns going on here, but it is one of the enemy's biggest tools and weapons, and
Causes a lot of problems.
it hurts the two people. It hurts
Their families.
potential children. It hurts in-laws. It hurts
Friend groups. Like, I mean, I haven't experienced it, but I've seen where friends had to pick a side. And they basically, and then there's times where one of the spouses literally left with no friends,
Yep.
whether they were right or wrong.
Yeah,
and they're
right.
effectively, let's say 25, 30,
Exiled.
and get to start over. They may as well just move cities.
Yeah. The Bible says two become one. So,
Which makes sense trying to
a divorce, you're trying to unwind.
cleave. You're trying to cleave something off of you. It would be like, let me go ahead and remove a leg without a doctor.
It's unwanting what God has won. It's you
can't.
It can't do it. And so
There's still going to be.
So if you're watching this and that word has
happened
or has been thrown out there in an argument, or your brain has went there, let me just speak to you for a second. Slow your mug down. Get around some people. Get in counseling. Talk to somebody. Trust me, that is not what's best for you.
And when you say get around people, my opinion of that,
proper people.
But yes, but and this is where, okay, I want friends that can be my biggest cheerleaders, as well as someone that'll punch me in the mouth if I'm doing something wrong.
That's right.
So it doesn't always need to be somebody that's over there like, no, you did nothing wrong.
That's right.
Forget them. They don't know what they're losing out on.
No, forget you.
I don't need that. Well, so I had some friends that would do that. Like this is before I met Monica, and there was a girl I'd be dating and having problems with, and they're all taking my side. By the time we're done with the conversation, I'm defending her from them, and I'm like,
you're like, the brain. Second floor, mom, dad, and children is the way I put it. On the second level, lots of times where the kids live, right? So we're talking about husband and wife, and now we got mom and dad. I said, children are a gift from the Lord.
Yes.
They are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have all the answers on how to raise a kid, why to raise a kid.
I'm pretty sure when I'm done, I still won't.
Yeah, like we're figuring this thing out together, right?
Uh-huh.
But we learn pretty quick things that don't work.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. We learn pretty quick things that don't work with a specific child.
See, so here's wisdom even you understand, because y'all have a few.
Yeah.
That like for me, it's like this works.
Yeah.
This doesn't work because it's. But then this works one day and doesn't work another day.
Yeah. Well, like I have twins.
Yeah.
What? I can't even discipline them the same. They share so much, and I still can't.
Yeah, it's different. Unique.
Like one is a lot better with verbal admonishment.
Yeah.
And the other needs a little physical backhand to the butt.
The beauty of that to me is that even in a twin, God still put a thumbprint and a uniqueness on each one.
And you've met them. They are so different.
They're so different. It's beautiful.
Worst twins ever.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Hey, if anybody's watching this, Hannah's calling me. Will y'all text her and tell her I'm in the Mobile Podcast? Thank you.
Hey, Hannah. We love you, Hannah.
That means Hannah's not watching.
She's not. It's me and 3 other people right now.
One piece of advice you would give in parenting.
In parenting?
Yep. To a couple
just starting out?
Desiring kids.
Okay, do better than I do.
Amen.
Well, and so utilize. I'm not a fan of timeout.
Okay.
But I'm a fan of the principle behind it, which is you touched on Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't discipline while angry.
Yeah.
So, but I think timeout was done wrong in the 90s when we were growing up.
Okay.
Timeout was, hey, you go sit over there.
Yeah.
But then if nothing was addressed after the fact,
yeah, what was the point?
It felt a lot like, hey, you just sent me away. You just didn't. Whatever I did was so bad, you didn't want to even address me.
Yeah.
That's again. I'm not saying that's necessarily what happens, but psychologically, I could make that leap.
That's good.
So to me, I need to do better than what I do. I'll agree, Monica, when you watch this later on YouTube. But taking at least a 10-second, hey, I'm going to get back to you in a second. Go sit over there. I'll be right over there, and we'll discuss what happened. I think definitely, and again, it could come down to some level of corporal punishment or whatever.
Yeah. Corporal punishment.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Or it could. I mean, I'm just saying. Like there will be a punishment.
Yep.
The only, and I know you said one thing, but the other big thing that Monica and I really try to stress in our children is honesty.
Mm-hmm.
You could literally come up to me and say, "Hey, Dad, I on purpose broke that."
Yeah.
But if you told me, there's a chance you're going to get away scot-free.
Right. It's
But
small.
if it's small, but I've let it happen sometimes to
Yeah.
prove to them it can.
I know.
Even when I didn't want to. There was times where I'm like, I really don't want to
Yep.
let this go, but I could see they needed me to
Yep.
because they were honest up front.
That's right.
And so it was like, you did something even worse than that thing you lied about, but you told me and you decided to trust the process.
So here we
That
are.
there's a chance that you're going to get in less trouble and sometimes no trouble if you're honest. Whereas if you lie, you get double punishment.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
So,
Just want to see what you had for them. Let's move on. Third floor, or the attic, as we called it, would be
Grandma?
other relationships. Friends, family,
Yeah.
work, acquaintances.
Well, it's the stuff that you get to when I like the imagery of it. How often do you go in your attic?
Sometimes.
And in your head, though, because you were also relating it to relationships, did you say not as often as I should?
Probably.
Yeah. But it's not too different from
Yep.
we get really caught up in our family sometimes or our spouses.
And we miss the other relationships.
Yeah. Well, and that's not to say that it devalues the family or the spouse.
Yeah.
But that's why Monica literally, 2 years ago, before I started regularly going to men's night this Tuesday, tonight, 6 p.m., I was like, no, I'm good. I want to spend time with you guys. But then she effectively threw me out of the house on Tuesday.
Go be with
No,
people.
she's like, I want you to leave.
It's good.
And it wasn't because I was irritating the fire out of her that day.
I mean, it may have been, but
Usually it's not on a Tuesdays, because she's at the co-op. It's other days I irritate the fire out of. But no, she wants it because, I love hanging with Ben Quick.
Yep.
I love
Dutton.
Right, but I
Love
love
Ben.
hanging with Jason Shirley
Yep.
and Pope Kelly and
That's right.
I mean, Troy. We have a bunch of good men, and
Daryl.
I need Daryl to show his butt up more often. But we have a bunch of good guys up there, and it's not always the same guys because life happens. And as I was telling somebody who lives about 20, 30 minutes away from the church right now, they're planning on moving a little closer. I told them, when you get closer, it'll be about 2-3 minutes from the church. I expect to see you at least once a month.
You better be there.
At least once a month.
Yep.
Just because I want to grow my relationship with you. And that's a good spot because we'll be there every Tuesday.
It's good. We were never meant to do life alone.
We were not.
God created us as relational beings because we were created in His image and He is relational to His core.
Right.
I think it's easy sometimes to have surface level friendships, and that's something I hit on.
Acquaintances.
Yep. Hey, what's up? Oh, blessed and highly favored, sir. Things are good, wonderful, awesome. Or there's that guy that's like, oh, terrible. Everything's always terrible, right?
Yeah.
But
I have a bunch of those at work. I enjoy talking to them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to talk to them every single day. Does that make sense?
So have some of those relationships.
Yeah.
But
I think it helps me become more well-rounded.
yeah.
Sometimes in those conversations, I get a different perspective of things.
Sure. But you can't have those in lieu of the deep ones.
Oh, for sure. You can't only have surface level.
You got to have
You're going to have some people you can open up to.
honest, rooted friendships
Mm-hmm.
who love God,
Mm-hmm.
push you to be a better, as men, we can say it this way, husband, father, friend.
Yep.
Follower of Christ.
Yeah.
Leader. Businessman. Person. All-around person. That's what your friends get to do.
You need friends that'll push you closer to God's plan for you than where you're at.
Yep.
Right?
I agree. 1,000,000%. Then we got into the basement. Welcome to the basement.
I love basements. So it's funny you were talking about the basement. I'm like, I go down there all the time. This is
Basement's
wrong.
good.
I want to live in the basement.
I
Which, by the way, I did live in the basement at your old house.
I opened with Isaiah 62:5 in the close with the basement. It says, as a young man marries a young woman, so will your builder
Mhm.
marry you.
Okay.
As a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, so will your God rejoice over you. And I said inside the base is where you find your foundation. It's the bedrock. It's the
Mhm.
foundation, the core, the heartbeat, and its interior. It's covered. It's inside.
Right. Completely covered.
Yeah. Our basement has to be, our foundation has to be our relationship with Jesus and Jesus alone.
Right.
And I think sometimes we can get so consumed with other relationships that we miss the importance of the main relationship.
True.
So before anything, Jesus.
And it doesn't even have to be a relationship with another person.
Mm-mm.
It can be like, for instance, my relationship with my employer, not my employer being my boss, but my employer being the corporate entity that is the person that
Pays you.
pays me.
Company.
Because it's
Money.
because I work.
Yep.
Big excuse of why did I not get in the word today?
Yep.
Because I had to go get on these meetings.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
But it's still wrong.
Yeah.
Because so why didn't you wake up
earlier?
earlier?
Time to do this,
or
no,
no, or I didn't,
time to do this,
or I didn't, and which makes it I didn't make time.
That's right.
To do
Prioritize.
this.
You didn't get up in time. You overslept. You didn't go to bed in time to get up on
Right.
time to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. That's good.
It goes back to order.
Order, structure, systems, all that.
So the basement has like the fitness equipment in it. Right?
Yeah, it's got the basement's gonna have it all. The basement, sometimes you get a little messy in there.
Therapy couch.
Yeah, you put it all in the basement. Your favorite stuff that
I don't want people to touch.
that stuff you don't want to show everybody.
Yeah. Monica's horse buckle belts.
Old pictures.
Yeah.
Car washing stuff. Keep your stuff clean.
Yeah.
Basement's important. Basement's important. Relationships as a whole. So relationships. So there it is. A series on relationships. It's complicated. A relationship series, and we went through it. We dug in and we talked about all kinds of stuff. We start and we finish with God, and it's cool. And we have to always remember and remind ourselves we do all this for an audience of one.
Right.
That's it.
Yep. It really doesn't matter what other people think.
All for one and one for all. You remember that?
No.
What?
No.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It just happened.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Anything you want to add?
No, it was a fun series. What's the plan for next week?
2 weeks.
We're doing a 2-week series? Or just two
standalones.
Two standalones that are slightly connected?
Might.
Maybe.
The next 2 weeks are going to be awesome.
Okay.
Come excited. Bring friends. It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good. Then, so 2 weeks of standalone messages. Then we're going to get into 2 weeks of Easter. So we've got.
So we have the 10th and then the 17th.
And then
the 24th is Palm Sunday, and then the 31st is Easter. Easter is in March this
year. It's crazy. So the last 2 weeks of this month are going to will lead up to Easter and then Easter Sunday. And, that series, we're going to do a 2-week series. It's just going to be called Easter at Redemption or Easter at RC, whatever we call it.
Yeah.
I'm
sure there'll be a graphic for it.
There will be. I think Lacey's already making that happen, Captain. Let's go.
I'm sure she is. She already sent me a message on some of the graphics.
Sick. But it's going to be good. Hey, Easter, invite everyone.
Well, and you can. The 16th is our egg scramble.
Yep.
Invite to that.
Yep. That's right.
To get people to see the people you go to church with. Right. And that might make the Easter request a little easier.
It's good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Invite you some fun stuff.
Sunday is fun. We talked about that last week. But not everybody that goes, people that don't go here don't know that.
Sometimes they see church as an obligation, and so if you can get them around and let them say, "Oh, these people are a little fun."
Yeah.
These aren't square people.
They're
kind of wild.
Yeah. And then you get to meet our children's pastor on March 16th, who she is amazing. Yeah. And then your kids will get to meet her and be like, "Oh, I want to go there."
That's right. The egg scramble is going to be amazing. Candy. Bring some candy by the church. Bring some candy.
Just bring some candy,
Drop it off. Bags of candy. Individually wrapped, please.
please. Not pre-licked.
Yeah, no.
Levi.
There it was. Relationships. Stick a fork in it for the year. I'm sure we'll touch on them again. We always do. But man, I think it's been a great start to the year. God's did something really special at our church.
I think so.
I'm honored to be a part of it. And I've been saying something. I've been saying to the top.
Okay.
I believe God has us on a trajectory right now, and He's taken us to the top of a mountain. Not to the top of where He's going to take us, because who knows?
That's
but I believe right now He's taking us to a mountaintop so that we can see something.
Okay. I like that.
I think He's wanting to show us something.
A vision gifting.
He's wanting to show us something.
Yeah.
So to the top, to the mountaintop. Here we go.
I'm in. I like hiking.
Let's see what God's wanting to show us. And man, let's attack this world. Let's attack Chelsea, Alabama for Jesus.
Yes.
What y'all do? Y'all do it with us? Sick.
All right.
That's what we got. Love you guys. Thank
Love
you
you guys.
Episode 5.
See you
No
next.
audio.
Yeah. And hey, one last thing. Please comment if you're watching this. If you think there's a better time than 12:30ish on a Tuesday.
Let us know.
We're not opposed to changing it, but we're also continue with it if nobody says anything. Like we want to hear from you is all we're getting at. So love you guys.
We out.